Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and we're here today back in space in some more singular survival with the objective of going ahead and hooking this large monstrosity of a ship up to our mining platform down on the moon near the Sterilith. How are we going to do that? Well, I've sort of hinted at it and sort of talked about it in passing before. We're going to build a connection point down here beneath the thrusters, believe it or not. I'm going to give us about 8 blocks of clearance. I think we only need 6, but I'm going to give us 8 just to be cautious. So let's first and foremost find ourselves a starting point, and we're just going to build down to it and build out the scaffolding. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And let's go ahead and set up SageCam as well, so that SageCam can go ahead and record the whole process. Now, I'm going to do a little cheesy do right now, and actually spectator my camera down to our Sterilith mining area. And there we go, there's our whole setup, and just making sure I got the numbers right. So 2 in center blocks, so we're good there. So I can go ahead and at least know the shape, fly ourselves back up here. I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm still in spectator, I can just do F6. And let's go ahead and actually build this thing out. And we'll go ahead and start out with just getting to the center point, that way I can get the overall shape in. Alrighty, there we go. That's all set up now. We should have hopefully enough room for the thrusters to clear. Should we just test them really quick? I think we should probably test them really quick, shouldn't we? I'll just go fire them up and give it one little boost. We'll see if everything in the universe explodes. If it does, well, I can reload. I just quick saved. I'm not gonna lie. I quite enjoy the idea of reloading quickly and testing stuff. It's a bit enjoyable. I also got lost inside that area right there, obviously, considering I was buzzing about not really making any progress anywhere. Yay! Okay, thruster, right. Alright, let's go ahead. Turn on our thrusters here. Boop! Should be those. Yep, that's them, and we'll give it a few second burst. I think 3 seconds. And we're going to have to... Okay, yep. We're going to be moving a bit, so I'll have to spin us around to slow us up, but it should be pretty interesting. So, 1, 2, 3. More than enough, we're fine. 1, 2, 3. More than enough, we're fine. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Well, there's a few things that have gone wrong. I'm not sure why exactly. So we have damage over there. There were stones still floating about vaguely over some of our solar panels and stuff over to the right side of the screen that I forgot about. Also, I'm not stopping us, so I need to turn on all of our other thrusters and slow us up. Oh, something I didn't actually say. Also, between episodes, I did go ahead and do quite a bit of mining. Not really anything worth showing. Maybe, I don't know, ta-da, footage if it's impressive. Was it impressive? I don't know. But either way, the point is, I did go ahead and mine up quite a bit more ice, so some of our fuel tanks are actually fueled. That's why we're willing to do this and not petrified that things are going to go wrong in 2 milliseconds. Alrighty, spinning us about. Our speed's getting chopped down pretty quickly. We're also going to do a lot of solar stuff. I think we'll do a little tiny bit of maintenance. Yeah, and then we'll just go ahead and hook ourselves up. I also completely lost it, and I think we spun a little bit too far since the tiny thrusters appear to be the only ones firing at the moment. Which isn't exactly ideal, but whatever. Alright, that's good enough. We'll stop right there. We seem to be stopped. Alrighty, shutting down all the thrusters. Boop. Let's go ahead and make sure we get the flying sausage back here as well before we actually take the ship down to the planetoid, the moon. And let's also check that damaged thing over here on the other side, which I have no idea why the hell that happened. Yeah, how you doing? Did we have a thruster maybe? Did this thruster maybe attempt to fire this way and do a lot of damage? That looks like that might have been it. Remote control. I forgot that we left this running, so we're probably going to have to do Z inertial dampers off. That should now prevent that from firing and causing such havoc. Righty-ho, I'll fix this up real quick too. Ta-da! All fixed up, lickety-split. Okay, shouldn't have that issue again. Let's go ahead now and find the lovely flying sausage that we took out one of our oxygen bottles again, didn't it? It did. Let's find the lovely flying sausage that we left somewhere when we flew up this way. Okay. It should be around here somewhere. It's... did you see that? I can't believe I actually saw that out of the corner of my eye. I was about to start looking at the spectator cam of Sage Cam to try to find it, but I saw a little glimmer. Ooh, we got lucky there. We got very lucky there, I think. I'm surprised we found it. I think it has an antenna, but I think because of our power woes, we've been keeping it offline. Alrighty, there we go. Oh, thank Christ. Thank Christ for that. Let's go ahead and hop into this cockpit too. Alrighty, let's also go ahead and check antenna. Yep, flying sausage antenna. It's on, but it's only 500 meters out. Righty ho ho. What? Actually, like I press H, fully visible. It's, enable broadcasting is turned off. Damn, that's dangerous. Alrighty, anyway, we've got the ship. We'll fly it back up to our lovely iron snowflake, or whatever we're calling it now, iron virus, which is clearly evolving. We have two things we want to do before we go ahead and actually fly ourselves down and connect this all together. First and foremost, we need to go ahead and put in some gravity generators. Why? Well, because while we're on the moon, the gravity generators will still be more powerful than the moon's gravity. So I'll be able to use them, in theory, to throw the ore out of those big ore throwers and away from the ship. We'll probably just use it once to see if it works. If it destroys our whole ship, we'll quick load. I know, a little cheatsy doodly, but well, let's just be honest. Like I said earlier, I like testing a few things. Okie dokie, let's bring this ship in as per usual. Oh, and I keep forgetting, I have a docking camera on this beautiful thing. Every single time I brought ice up here from the mining operation, I forgot I had this dang thing right here, this camera. It would have saved me so much time if I had just remembered that. And as for the gravity generator itself, I'm going to put it right here. It's a circular one, which means some of these things will be sort of pushed this way, possibly. But I think overall it should be relatively alright. There's some stuff that might be pushed downwards a bit, but I'm hoping that the overall caboose of it will be strong enough to keep everything just flung away from it all. If not, well, we will tweak it. And hopefully it won't cause a lot of damage. And there we go. Done. Now, I was originally planning to put two spherical gravity generators in, or actually just normal gravity generators in, one sort of facing that way, and one facing that way, until I remember the depth can't be set to just emit from them outwards. It would have to be emitting below them as well. With this, hopefully it will be alright. We do need to change its direction if memory serves, though, so I'll pop this open. Acceleration set to a negative number, so now if we disable our jetpack, yep, it throws us away from there. Ooh, that could have actually been quite dangerous. And now, in theory, if we were to go ahead and pretend we were a piece of ore sitting right here, it does indeed throw us that way. Coolio. Well, let's go ahead with that all done. First and foremost, let's disable the inertial dampers on this ship so it doesn't cook anything. And now, once again, check our hydrogen bottles. You can see a lot of these ended up being filled up a fair amount from all the ice we brought up there. The drill really did grab quite a bit. Let's go ahead, just one last check on everything. Alrighty, everything looks golden. Let's go ahead, hop ourselves into a control seat, and fly ourselves down to the Sterilith. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is going to be absolutely terrifying. Once we're down there, actually, oh, now I think about it, we're going to have to go ahead and do one little thing first, actually, before we go down there. We're going to go ahead and disengage you and fly you off. We're going to go down there with this guy and put in the merge blocks onto the other thing, because I just remembered we don't actually have the merge blocks on the Sterilith landing area. Yeah, that would have been bad, because then the whole ship would have had to just hover there while I quickly try to put those in. Put that in, and then we'll sort the rest of this out. Well, I mean, that took a long time to get down here. Alrighty, let's go ahead. It was much easier when I was just taking cargo up and stuff, because I had the station directly above this. Since we ended up offset, it became a little bit more difficult. Anyway, let's go ahead. Now that we're here, We'll hop out of the ship, grab a few steel plates to start this off. Oh, I accidentally brought one of these with me. Steel, a few other little things too, why not? And we'll go ahead and place those in. That way, like I said, it'll have a docking point. Plop. 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 And plop. Coolio. Go ahead and weld all these up the best I can. Looks like I did bring some of the correct components in my little dinky inventory. And then we'll go ahead, hop into this seat right here. Gonna shut off a large spinning array down below us. So we'll do a number 1 to shut that off. Coolio. In fact, just in case the whole world decides it wants to implode, let's go ahead and shut the drills themselves off. And let's even go ahead and retract everything. So turn a few of these on. These should all retract up now. Lickety split like. And yes, I did just swallow heavily because it's a bit scary. I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce when all these stop. Ooh, scared. Okay, oh no, there's a bounce. There's a little bit of a wiggle. Okay. Alright, everything so far looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and save right there, just in case everything goes completely wrong. And let's go ahead and see. Can I grind down this whole thing with my inventory? Nope, we're gonna have more left over, I think. Whatever, I'll bring the flying sausage in now and just go ahead and finish all of this stuff up. And I'll just pick up the pieces that lay on the ground. Might have a small spot of bother, actually, with this, because it's got 64,000 ice in it. We're gonna go ahead and tell you to... Oh, dearie me, oh my, I wanted to keep it from pushing anything else through here, so we'll just disable this block. It's still connected to everything, but it'll keep it from pulling stuff so it can connect the ship. It'll get the ice out of there without bringing all the stone and other ice up, because we don't want this ship to be full up yet. And by the way, that's the whole reason why we're doing this, really, instead of just carrying on with transporting materials, because this ship gets filled up pretty dang quickly. I could rename all of its cargo containers and stuff and have it be just a massive cargo frigate, but I'd rather not do that and just go ahead and hook it up so it's in its proper spot already. And let's go quick as can be. Get all this sorted. And there we go. Everything's sorted. I got the material out of that. Do we have all we need to finish this? Yes, we do. And then, of course, I'll fly the ship right around and finish this off. And I did go ahead and grab those components that were sitting right there. Alrighty, and with that all done, I'll go ahead and park the flying sausage over here. And we can bring down the iron virus. Everything's all set. Second stage is still here. I've repositioned his camera down to the planet, and you can see it's having some minor desync issues there. I suspect it's just because second stage's body is still up here. And let's go ahead and rotate this silly big massive thing and get it down to the planetoid, shall we? Hopefully we won't have any issues. I'm also going to go ahead, and now that I think about it, connectors. Stone connector A and B. I'm going to tell these to not throw out, because right now we don't want them throwing out. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just find this group I just made, and there we go. Stone connectors, throw out, on and off. And it should be off right now. There we go. Just in case, you know, we get down there and start connecting up. I don't want it instantly starting to churn stone out. We want to do that after we've quick saved. And it'll probably be a little while till we get down there, so I'll probably cut ahead, since I believe I kept most of our original landing ages ago in. Alrighty, let's start slowing up. I think I've gone ahead far enough. Yeah, you can see the ship can slow up so quickly still, even with all the stuff we've packed onto it. It is only at like 0.25 gravities, but it does do the job, doesn't it? Oh boy, and look how well we lined that up from orbit. That is shockingly well, actually. I'm amazed. Oh my god, it's even showing up on Sagecam's footage. Holy hell, it's like something out of a sci-fi movie. I love it. I'm so happy. Alrighty, now the hard part of actually lining this up. And we want to line up the red and blue on top to the red and blue on the other ones. It's not really a needed thing, it's just something I wanted to line up, so Gonna rotate us about, get that all sorted. Unfortunately, it looks like SageCam is still having some derpy doodads when it comes to, okay. Those pistons on its view, even though SageCam is now pretty dang close to them. Let's go ahead and lower this down, but not connect it yet. We're gonna do a quick save right now. There we go, just in case, you know, the universe decides it just wants to vomit everywhere. And drop us down just a little tiny bit more. Oh, sugar. It's a scary thing, this. It is a very scary thing, this. It's really hard to aim. I'm going to actually cheat a little tiny bit here and go into spectator right now. Ooh, and we'll press 0, and I can't seem to slow down the spectator camera. Right, I forgot they changed how that works. Yeah, so spectator camera's just moving fast. But anyway, either way, we can now see what we're doing a little bit better. Let's do F9 and try to maneuver ourselves into position. Everything looks like it should line up correctly. Our piping system should be decent. We'll have to, of course, pipe it up into the rest of the ship, but I'm saving that until this is almost done. It worked. It worked. It forced second stage into first person. Oh my god, it worked. It worked. It worked, it worked, it worked. Also, something really stupid is happening. So we're going to do F8 and just fly up here. I saw stone falling on second stage's view. Like, you can see a little bit of stone. That's not stone. That's not stone. Oh, God. Frack. Why is that much air flowing? I hate the way they changed these. They were so much better when they didn't depressurize the whole bloody little room. I think we lost a drone. Yep, we lost a drone. I don't know why. Okay, so merge blocks with a ship with a bunch of stuff connected is still dangerous, clearly. Because it looks like it just shifted itself and completely murdered one of our little grinder drones. Or is this our welder drone? That's our welder drone. Great. Welder drone has been killed. Sugar, let me move SageCam over here and we'll disconnect these other guys and see what happens. Alrighty, that is SageCam, second Sage camera set up. Let's go ahead, remote control this little guy here. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. There's no point, is there? It worked! Cool, turn our inertial dampers back on. Let's actually connect this guy back up then, if this worked. We got lucky there, eh? Ooh, wibbly wibbly wobbly. Let's also go ahead, disconnect from you, fly up to this son of a gun up here. This guy, on the other hand, doesn't have any space flight capabilities. So we're actually going to go ahead with this, remote control you once more, grab you, P to disconnect, fly you up and grab this guy here and hope to God this little guy has enough strength to actually lift this thing. Because if he doesn't, well, I guess we're about to lose another drone. Hoping we don't lose it. I'm actually having you SageCam's view, believe it or not, to aim this because of course. Well, it's fine on my view. Let's find out what happens when I press P. Okay, just ship teleports back. That's cool. It actually just said unlocked on my screen. Yeah, it's acting like it's unlocked. Let's press P again. Okay, locked, and now I can't move. Which I'm guessing implies it's locked. Alright, let's go ahead. Tell this connector here to disconnect now. And hope to Christ nothing nightmarish happens. Unlock. Okay, well that's not ideal. That's very much not ideal. It's definitely too heavy. 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 Okay, let's just stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. Not calm. Not good. Okay. Okay, just sleep. Sleep, little drone. Sleep, little drone. Everything's fine. Okay, apparently our inertial dampers got shut off on this little guy as well. But, clearly something wasn't up with that. Let's see, can we lift this little guy back up again? He lost his connector on the bottom. And I nearly crashed us there. Also, our solar panels, apparently some of them have power. But either way, let's go ahead and try just very cautiously to pick this up. Nope, that didn't reach. Okay, P, and yeah, I can't pick it up, so we wouldn't have been able to move it anyway. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead, lock this guy. I guess we'll just have to grind down that drone. We've lost all of our drones. Damn it! Okay, merge blocks still dangerous, and then this last one here, I guess we'll just go ahead and say, hey, Kind Connector, how you doing? Unlock. You just, yeah, okay. Brilliant. Alrighty, well, that's all semi-sorted. Let's go ahead now and get a little bit of piping done, shall we? So, first and foremost, I'm going to grab this grinder and not do nothing with it because my inventory is almost full. Drop off my inventory and then we'll do some stuff. There we go, dropped off a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and grind down these two merge blocks right here, because they didn't lock apparently, but that's fine, because we can go ahead and take out most of these merge blocks now. In fact, we can take them all out, as long as we, well, actually, yeah, we can just take them all out. I just have to make sure that when I do that, I go ahead and do this, and this. There we go. Then make sure they're reconnected back into the full structural grid. I also, of course, need to go ahead and put in all of our piping now, as well as maybe fiddle about with making this a little bit more secure there. We don't need the access reactor. There's a lot of little fiddly things we need to do now, but overall, we have been pretty dang successful. Oh, honestly, I'm kind of amazed. The game has come leaps and bounds, and has evolved quite a bit. There's still clearly issues like that, like the fact that the game lags out every time when you put stuff in, like the fact there is a silly drill limit where we cannot add a single more drill than this, and the fact that they've added a block limit. But what is there is starting to get more stable, and it's pretty impressive. Just hope they don't abandon it and say, look, we're just going to start limiting stuff instead of making it work. Alrighty, let's go ahead and figure out our blockings, shall we? How do we want to do this? How do we want to get the pipes all the way up there? I guess the easiest thing to do would honestly be just from this point. Oh, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll grind these down and then build them out farther. That way we can eventually put some hydrogen tanks in this area as well. Honestly, I've just had a change of plan. We're removing this thruster right here. We're removing it. I know it's sort of an awesome central point, but it's going to make things a lot simpler if we just simply remove it and go ahead and have everything just go straight down the middle. It's also not going to wreck our beautiful symmetry as long as we keep this as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Oh my, inventory is full instantaneously. And there we go. It's a huge change right there. And you know what? I think I've actually decided, instead of just simply having pipes going straight down right here, we're actually going to go ahead, remove you, and say tank. Remember we were talking about wanting to add more hydrogen tanks? Well, I think we just found a nice spot for them. Luckily, they don't seem to take up too many supplies either. And if maybe those thrusters don't reach, we can start forking these out and doing other sorts of things with them, but who knows. Either way, I think it's time for us to weld this stuff up the best we can. Probably get the flying sausage in here and weld most of these up lickety-split-like. And there we go. Now, everything should actually be hooked up. Some of these rotors, well, drills, are actually already full of stone and stuff, which means they should be pulling all the way through the whole system now, up into everything. In fact, we should probably have ice now in our oxygen generators. Probably not too much, but oxygen, yep, 18,000 spread out through each one of these pretty much. Yeah, wow, yep, success. So now we actually have this ship ready to do its business and drill down into the universe. Yeah, there's still some fear with when we actually go ahead and disconnect that, and of course I need to build our landing struts out quite a bit more now, so they actually reach down to just about like right here, so we can land the ship on a relatively flat surface, or just land it on some rocky hills and start carving our way in, but still need hefty landing struts, and I'm going to have to be cautious when landing not to break off all these teeth. But hey, when you look at that, job's done. We now have, well, an upgrade. Now we can continue building out our thrusters and whatnot. I think we're going to try to leave the upper areas open as we can for solar stuff, since we seem to be adding in more scaffolding down here than we had originally planned, which makes me think we might start blocking stuff off. And we also wanted to build our bombing platform in one of these cordons here. Not sure how exactly we're going to fit it now, but well, we'll sort it out somehow. Alrighty, guys and gals, I think that's actually going to do it for today. Very successful episode. Far more successful than I thought. Even if we did have a few drone casualties over here. We'll chop these up and go ahead and recycle their parts. It's a shame, but, well, I guess they served their purpose during their time. Alrighty, guys and gals, I shall see you all next time for more mining, more nonsense, and probably a lot of strut building. Also, of course, now we don't have to worry about making those flight trips, so we can just gobble up tons and tons of this stuff. Once again, anyway, thanks a bunch for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta. Can't go die.